And welcome back to another Kraken Packs video. I am your host, MrBevers. That's right, we're back with something a little bit different than the normal pre-release kits. We've got an Aether Revolt pre-release kit. This one goes out to Eric and Jonathan, the two most asking for Aether Revolt things. Two of my patrons. I appreciate it. You guys kept asking for Aether Revolt or not enough Aether Revolt on the channel, so here we are. We've got more. Let's see if we can continue our reign of not finding masterpieces in Aether Revolt. They just don't exist. This is what you're going to hear from me, right? Is that they don't exist. Aether Revolt never had, or will it ever have, masterpiece cards. Because when I open these packs, I just never find them. Ever. So, of course, we end up with 2 packs of Kaladesh. And, of course, our promo card as well. There's our promo. No codes in here, but you do get this lovely sticker. It's pretty nice. And you get your little divider and your little pamphlet that says, you know, like, welcome to the pre-release, and here's how you should build your deck, and, like, here's some information. Like, this is, like, for your safety and protection, please comply with the following consulate guidelines, right? Good stuff. A little bit of flavor. And then the other thing that these boxes have is they've got the die. But also what they used to do with these is that the little piece of like cardboard that was in here, they actually made it into like a little box, right? See, like it's like a little chest. And it actually opens up, right? So that you can like put stuff in it if you want, I guess. And it's even got like the lock, like the key, right? So like when they first started making these pre-release kits in this way, they really went like sort of all out with the design, which is really cool. It's kind of upsetting that like the new ones don't really, like, they have like a little thing that holds the die in it, but it's not really interesting per se. It's not like a little extra thingy. It's just kind of like, yeah. And I mean, yeah, at the end of the day, these are just cardboard as well, but still. And then this doesn't close anymore because it's stuck on something. Who knows what are you stuck on? There. And the way that these boxes opened is you push this tab right here, and then that allows it to essentially open up. I don't know if you can see it, but so like the little catches are here. All right, so there's 2 little discs essentially that pop out from the side. And it's just a small amount of cardboard. And so when you pull on this, it just kind of gets stuck. But when you push on this, it kind of pulls those tabs in, which allow it to pull apart. Which is interesting. An interesting design, to say the least. It's got a nice little blue die there. Alright. We'll leave it on camera there. There it is. And then, of course, we've got our packs. We'll save the Aether Revolt to the end. We'll open up the Kaladesh packs first, because why not, right? Now, in Kaladesh, I don't remember or recall what's worth anything, so let me just pull this up here. Kaladesh. And that's that. And then commons. No commons. Uncommons. We got $1.47 for Foundry Inspector. Okay. And then, of course, we've got our rares and stuff, but should we do a build? I guess we should do a build, right? We'll take a look at it. It's been a long time since I've played this format, so you'll have to bear with me, and I may not remember exactly what was good and what was bad. Lots of artifacts in these sets, though, mind you. So first uncommon is an Aether Touch Renegade. Also, energy was a big thing in this format. Morbid Curiosity, Janjit Century. And our rare is an Inspiring Vantage. Okay, well, I mean, when you're doing a build, it's not particularly amazing to get lands, but at the same time, lands are great. What are the Kaladesh lands going up to now these days? Are they up high again? Inspiring Vantage is like, that's $7. It's pretty crazy. So Nimble Innovator, Spontaneous Artist, Built to Last, Select for Inspection, Dakura Scavenger, Sage of Salia's Claim, Fortuitous Find, Wind Wanderer, Metal Spinner Puzzle Knot, Windrake. Cloud Blazer. This card was like a bonkers card in Limited because it's a 2/2 flyer for 5, but when it comes into play, you draw 2 cards and gain 2 life. So even though it's only a 2/2 for 5, it gives you 2 cards and 2 life, which can be a big swing. Glimmer of Genius is a very good card as well. Consul's Shield Guard and Smuggler's Copter. Okay. Did Smuggler's Copter get banned? Not yet, right? So it's that's sitting at $8. All right, well, Smuggler's Copter makes its way into the build for sure, regardless, because it's just too good not to have it in your limited pool. All right, those were some pretty good Kaladesh packs, I have to say. Okay, we've got Bastion Enforcer, Chandra's Revolution, Shipwreck Moray, Silk Weaver Elite, Fourth Bridge Prowler, Prey Upon, Welder Automaton, Foundry Assembler, Aether Poisoner, Night Market Guard. First uncommon is a Scrapper Champion, Double Strike. And when it enters the battlefield, you get 2 energy, and then when it attacks, you may pay 2 if you do put a 1/1 counter on it. Monstrous Onslaught. X damage divided as you choose among any number of target creatures, where X is the greatest power. Oh, and the Renegade Wheelsmith. This card was actually pretty good as well, wasn't it? Whenever it becomes tapped, target creature can't block this turn. Yeah. And our rare is a Midnight Entourage, which is other Aetherborns you have get +1/+1. And then whenever it or another Aetherborn you control dies, you may draw a card and lose a life. Okay, Conviction. So our white's looking pretty, like, mediocre. Blue's looking okay. Black is looking pretty decent. We have some good removal in black. Resourceful Return, Aegis Automaton. Green is looking a little lackluster as well. Verdurant Automaton, Countless Gear, Renegade, Watchful Automaton. Treasure Keeper, this is a really good one too. It's a 3/3 for 4, but when it dies, you can reveal cards from the top of your library. Until you reveal a non-land card with converted mana cost 3 or less, you may cast that card without paying its mana cost. Put the revealed cards not cast this way on the bottom in a random order. So that's pretty decent, because it's a 3/3 that replaces itself, essentially. Crackdown Construct, also another one that's not bad. Whenever you activate an ability of an artifact or creature that isn't a mana ability, Crackdown Construct has +1/+1 until end of turn. Efficient Construction. Whenever you cast an artifact spell, create a 1/1 Thopter token. Yeah, seems good. And a Free Gem Regent, which is just a fine, like, for limited purposes, it's not terrible, right? Because it's a 4/4 flyer that has, like, worse fire breathing, right? Because it's 1 and a red to do fire breathing. At the moment, I'm kind of leaning more heavily toward kind of like a blue-red build, maybe? Or like blue-black. Oh, Gifted Aetherborn. This is an uncommon worth a couple bucks. And it works well with our Midnight Entourage, so that's nice. Malphus Revolutionary is decent. Aerial Modification is not a bad little one. Like, so enchant creature or vehicle. As long as enchanted permanent is a vehicle, it's a creature in addition to its other types. Enchanted creature gets +2/+2 and flying, right? So, like, put it on Smuggler's Copter and it becomes a 5/5 flyer that you don't have to crew. That being said, I mean, you don't really need it. Inspiring Statuary is an interesting one. It lets your non-artifact cards be cast as if they have Improvise. So there is that. This has been a pretty interesting kit, to say the least, actually. I'm not sure where I would go just yet. I think black has some decent removal in it for us. Yeah, we have 2 poisoners now too. I think black is definitely where we're looking to go with something else. And maybe it's black-red instead of black-blue. I don't know. It's possible. Gonti's Machinations, Narname Renegade, and Airdrop Aeronauts. Tezzeret. All right. Well, I guess we're going black-blue. That seems like a thing. So this Tezzeret too is bonkers and limited, which is a he's a 4-mana planeswalker with 5 loyalty. +1 is create a colorless artifact token, Ethereum, that says tap it, sacrifice this artifact, add 1 mana of any color to your mana pool. And then the -2 is target creature gets +X -X until end of turn, where X is the number of artifacts you control. And the -7 is you get an emblem at the beginning of your combat on your turn. Target artifact you control becomes an artifact creature with base power and toughness 5/5. So, like, yeah. I mean, we have a lot of artifacts too, right? Yeah. Crusher seems like mediocre. I don't know how I feel about it. But like the Treasure Keeper and the Crackdown Construct for sure. Watchful Automaton is fine if we're in blue. The Foundry Assemblers are also fine. Puzzle Knot is very good, so yeah, we would take that for sure. Return another artifact. Yeah, that's not terrible. And the puzzle knots are all pretty decent. I don't think we were playing green, to be honest. Let's take a look at our promo. Our promo is Consulate Crackdown, which is a white source enchantment for 5 that says when it enters the battlefield, exile all artifacts your opponents control until this leaves the battlefield. So like that's a very good removal, especially in this set in Limited, because there aren't a lot of ways to get rid of enchantments in this set. So like this one does it. And I think that's like one of the only ones that gets rid of it. Yeah. Our white is pretty lackluster though. Like, I mean, this guy's not bad. Decommission is fine. This is fine. This is fine. This is okay. It's better if you have something that like has something when like enchantments come into play or whatever. This is playable, but it's like filler. Shield Guardians battlefield get 2 energy. Attacks, you may pay 1 if you do. Another target attacking creature gains indestructible. So this is not terrible. That's pretty good. Built to Last is good. Propeller Pioneer is good. Inspired Charge is also just fine. But like our white's like not super amazing. It's pretty lackluster. We have some decent stuff that fills in with white. So I mean, like if we ended up going like, if we ended up not going blue-black because of Tezzeret, and ended up going like black-red or something, we might splash the red with the Wheelsmith because we have the Inspiring Vantage as well as the Tezzeret things. Now, I mean, like going blue-black and splashing for like, you know, the Cloud Blazer with 1 white. If we get 1 token out of Tezzeret, we can play the Cloud Blazer, right? Like, because it's only 1 white, right? And it's not a bad card for late game. And also we have like Smuggler's Copter to loot things, and like, I think black-blue is probably where we end up. Like, whenever you lose life for the first time each turn, gain an energy. That seems decent. Aether Poisoner is good. Cruel Finality is good. Defiant Salvager is good. Gifted Aetherborn is good. Fenhauler is like, yeah, it's like a big butt. I mean, it's definitely playable. Resourceful Return is good. Daring Demolition is good. Yeah, Poisoner again. Fourth Bridge Prowler is kind of like mediocre. When it enters battlefield, you may have target creature get -1/-1. It's not bad. Like, it's a 1-drop that affects another thing on the table. But I mean, if you're playing it on turn 1, it's not going to do much for you. Fortuitous Find is that better than Resourceful Return? Let's see. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. If you control an artifact, draw a card. Choose one or both. Return target artifact card from your graveyard to your hand. Return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. I feel like Fortuitous Find is better because you get 2 things back. Yeah, this draws you a card, but the card that you draw off the top could be useless to you, whereas this is 2 cards out of your graveyard. Scavengers seems like okay, but not amazing. Put target artifact creature card on top of from your graveyard on top of your library. Morbid Curiosity. Draw cards equal to the converted mana cost. Yeah, that seems good. And like this is fine. A 3/4 for 3 or for 4 is fine. And then we have the Midnight Entourage. Oh, and this Picata Club Security is an Aetherborn as well. So then this Midnight Entourage gives it +1/+1 as well. So that's something else to consider, I guess. How many Aetherborns do we have in here? 2, 3. We've got 3 in black. I don't know if we have any in red. I don't know if there's any Aetherborns in red. No. Okay, so what about in blue? Looks like we don't have a lot of creatures in blue. That's kind of unfortunate. Yeah, so we only have 4 creatures in blue, which is kind of like awkward. But we do have lots of artifacts, I guess. So there is that. Green's not looking like terrible anymore. We definitely have some things that do some decent stuff. Right, like Narnian Renegade is very good. It's a 1-drop, right? Malphus Revolutionary is very good. Silkweave Elite is fine because it's a 2/2 with reach for 3. But when it enters the battlefield, if a permanent you control left the battlefield, then you can draw a card as well, which is nice. The Aether Herder is very good. So it enters the battlefield with 2 energy, and then when it attacks, you can pay 2 and create a 1/1 servo token. The servos are great because like you can crew the Smuggler's Copter with them. Slot Prey Upon. Yeah, so like green's like not super great. It's okay. I think we go blue-black. Maybe we go black-red and try to splash Tezzeret. Right, because like what's our red got for us? This is like mediocre. We have 2 of these, which are not terrible, but they're not like amazing. Champion is good. Revolution is good. This is good. This is good. Whenever an artifact enters the battlefield under your control, it gets +2/+0 until end of turn and trample. Yeah, that seems good. Each opponent. Yeah, that seems good. Yep. Okay. So red has some decent stuff in it as well. Plus, we also have the Free Jam Regent, which is like a nice big bomb in the air. So there is that too. I don't know. It's tough. This is a tough one. It's been a while since I've played this format, so I don't know, like, I can't remember exactly what would be best to put in, but like I think I would probably end up going like blue-black splash red, most likely. So that I can like bring in some things from here that are like some nice creatures and removal. Most likely. That's probably where I would end up. Like blue's not strong, super strong. Draw a card. Flyer. The Moray is really good. Just because it's a nice blocker. Gets in the way of things. Return target non-land permanent to its owner's hand. Draw a card. Yeah, Leaving the Dust is good. Construction is fine. Yeah, this is decent. Take into custody target creature. It doesn't untap. Okay, that's not a bad one. Glimmer of Genius is good. Select for Inspection is good. Yeah, and Aether Trade Winds. So like all of our blue cards are definitely playable. So that's decent. Anyway, there you go, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. We opened some pretty sweet stuff. We got Smuggler's Copter, Inspiring Vantage, and Tezzeret out of this kit. Still no masterpieces out of Aether Revolt. What a surprise! And no whale this time. So, for those of you who are familiar, the whale is like what I always see. The Aether Tide whale is like I always see it, just like always. So. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I've been your host, MrBevers. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to the video. I would greatly appreciate it. And if you want to help support with a monetary value, you can do so over on my Patreon at patreon.com/MrBevers, where you can get things like grab bags, booster boxes, and bundles, as well as, my eternal love, I guess. How about that? But also, you'll get your name in the credits and all that kind of stuff. So you can do that. And if you can't support with monetary value, thanks for just watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoy your day and enjoy your weekend. And as always, may your pulls ever be better.